Sources deep inside Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace circles have confirmed that Princess and the Princess Royal, long celebrated as the most diligent and relentless member of the British royal family, has quietly begun mentoring her daughter, Zara Tindall, to assume significant royal responsibilities in the coming years. This is not a casual family chat over tea at Gatcombe Park. This is deliberate, structured succession planning designed to fortify the monarchy for the reign of King William V, whenever that day arrives, AT-74, after more than 55 years of nonstop public service, Princess and is finally looking ahead to the day when she will no longer be able to maintain her punishing schedule of 500-plus engagements a year. Rather than leaving a gaping hole that no one can fill, she has chosen the most trusted, scandal-free, and publicly admired member of the wider family to begin learning the ropes, her Olympic medal-winning daughter Zara. Royal commentator Louise Roberts, speaking on Sky News Australia, broke the story with remarkable clarity. Princess Anne has started training Zara, Roberts said. It's proper training, the kind that prepares her to step in and take over some of her mother's duties when the time comes. Roberts described Zara as the ideal figure for the William era. Highly visible to the public, everyone remembers the silver medal in London 2012, genuinely relatable, completely dependable, and, perhaps most importantly in 2025, entirely drama-free. That last phrase carries enormous weight inside palace walls these days. After the Andrew Epstein catastrophe, the Harry and Meghan exodus, and a string of lesser embarrassments, the royal family is desperate for representatives who do not generate negative headlines simply by existing. Zara Tindall has spent 4 decades proving she can live a high-profile life without ever embarrassing the crown. She has a thriving career, a happy marriage to former England rugby captain Mike Tindall, 3 young children, and a reputation for warmth and authenticity that polls consistently place among the highest of any royal-adjacent figure. The backstory explains why this development feels both surprising and perfectly logical at the same time. When Zara was born in May 1981, Princess Anne made a decision that was considered radical at the time. She and her then-husband Captain Mark Phillips declined royal titles for both Zara and her older brother Peter, and wanted her children to grow up with as much normality as possible. No HRH, no princess, no automatic place on the balcony or the civil list. The Queen reportedly offered titles and politely refused. In hindsight, it was one of the most prescient parenting decisions in modern royal history. Without the golden handcuffs of titles and expectations, Zara was free to forge her own path. She became a world-class equestrian, won BBC Sports Personality of the Year in 2006, carried the Olympic flame in 2012, and delivered that silver medal on home soil. She married Mike in a relatively low-key, by royal standards, wedding in Edinburgh, built sponsorship deals on her own merit, and has raised Mia, Lena, and Lucas largely away from the relentless glare that follows the Wales children, yet she has never been a stranger to the family. She is a regular at Ascot, Wimbledon, Christmas at Sandringham, and every major state occasion. William and Zara, separated by just 1 year in age, have been close cousins all their lives. Photographs of them laughing together at polo matches or chatting on the balcony are commonplace. In other words, she has always been in the family without ever being of the working firm until now. So why is this happening and why now? The answer lies in 3 converging realities. First, the mathematics of a slimmed-down monarchy are brutal. When Charles became king, he inherited roughly 15 working royals in regular use. 3 years later, that number is effectively 9 or 10 on a good day. The king and queen, William and Catherine, Edward and Sophie, the Princess Royal, the Duke of Gloucester, the Duke of Kent, and Princess Alexandra. Harry is gone. Andrew is radioactive. Beatrice and Eugenie have never been granted full working status, partly because of their father's disgrace. The Gloucesters and Kents are in their late 70s and 80s. Catherine's cancer treatment in 2024 to 2025 exposed just how fragile the entire operation is when even one key player is sidelined. Second, Princess Anne herself is mortal. For decades, she's been the backbone of the royal diary, traveling the length and breadth of the country and Commonwealth, with an efficiency and lack of fuss that shames younger colleagues. But no one can do 500 engagements a year at 80. The woman who once famously told photographers to naff off is finally planning for a future in which she does fewer, not more. Third, the monarchy's image needs rehabilitation and reinforcement. After a torrid half-decade, the public craves royals who feel authentic, hardworking, and untainted by scandal. Zara scores on every count. She is the only member of the blood royal in her generation who has won an Olympic medal through her own talent. She swears on live microphones, laughs at rugby jokes, and posts Instagram stories of her children covered in mud. All things that make her seem refreshingly human in an institution that sometimes feels anything but. What does the training actually look like? While details remain private, those with knowledge of Anne's methods say it will be thorough and practical. Zara is already shadowing some of her mother's less high-profile engagements, learning how to work a receiving line, master briefing books, ask the right follow-up questions at a hospice or factory opening, and, crucially, how to say a polite but firm no when an organization tries to turn a royal visit into a photo-op circus. And is legendary for her preparation. Zara will be expected to match that standard. This is not, it must be stressed, about turning Zara into a full-time working royal tomorrow. No one expects her to abandon Magic Millions or her sponsorship commitments overnight. Instead, palace strategists are creating what one insider calls surge capacity, a trusted, trained family member who can step in seamlessly when gaps appear. If Catherine needs more recovery time, if Anne scales back, if another health scare hits the Wales household, Zara can take 20, 50, perhaps eventually 100 engagements a year without anyone noticing a dip in coverage. The public response has been overwhelmingly positive. On platforms like X and Instagram, the phrase "finally some good news" trended alongside photographs of Zara on horseback carrying the Union flag. Comments range from "she's basically a normal mum who happens to be an Olympian," perfect, to "William's reign just got a lot stronger." Even traditionally Republican voices have conceded that if the monarchy must exist, someone like Zara is the best possible advertisement for it, for Princess, and this is the culmination of a lifetime service. She denied her children titles to give them choices. Now she is offering her daughter the choice to step closer to the heart of the institution if she wishes, safe in the knowledge that Zara is steeped in the same values of duty, resilience, and no-nonsense straight-talking that Anne learned from Prince Philip. In many ways, Zara Tindall represents the monarchy's best hope of evolving without fracturing. She is royal blood without the entitlement, duty without the pomp, achievement earned rather than inherited. If Princess Anne's meticulous training succeeds, the reign of King William V will begin with a quiet but profound strengthening of the team around him, one silver medalist at a time. The House of Windsor has weathered many storms in recent years. For the first time in a long while, it feels as though the wind is shifting in its favor.